To study the blade is to study the body. To study the blade is to study the mind. To study the blade is to study the heart. Today we study the blade for free. I quest for the gilded ideal of 1,000 patrons by season's end. Like patrons, like subscribers, not like Patreon. I'm, nowhere near anything like that. Just trying to make fun videos. Anyways, I thank you for finding your way here, and I hope you enjoy the video. Welcome back to Cheap Fun, the show where we look at cheap, or in this case, free games, and let you know if they're worth giving a try or purchasing. Today we're taking a look at Half-Blade, and right now it's actually only a demo as it's in pretty early access, but it is super fun and pretty popular, so I thought I'd give it a try, and I'm gonna let you know how it is. So, knowing nothing about how to play, I hopped in. To be honest, I was at a total loss. There doesn't really seem to be a tutorial yet, so I kind of just found myself in the settings, looking at the key bindings, and trying to figure it out as I went. To start off, I kept it simple and just tried the fist fighting, but even then I kind of was just floundering around, trying to land a single punch. I found quite a bit of success, however, when I figured out that by pressing space you could kick him in the balls, so I kind of just kept doing that until he fell over. This strategy wouldn't take me much farther, however, as a kick to the balls against a bladed opponent is not exactly ideal. At this point I almost wrote off the entire video. I just wasn't very good at this game, but I decided to press on. Over the next few days I moved on from playing the game, but it wouldn't leave my mind the idea of continuing to study the blade, study my opponents, and eventually study my very soul. And so I returned. Jumping back in with fresh eyes brought an immediate revelation that moving the mouse around does a lot in this game. You use the mouse buttons, the left and right, to control your arm, and I thought that was it, that you would just press the button to punch. But this was no mere simpleton's game, this was a combat simulator. So I discovered that by controlling the specific arms with the mouse and then moving it, you were actually able to put yourself into different stances. And then in those stances, by swinging the mouse the direction you wanted your arms to move, you could strike. Now I was able to properly punch, and once I got a weapon, actually hold it and block and use actual real HEMA stances to fight my enemies. Now finally armed with the proper tools and knowledge, I was able to truly study the blade. In all honesty, my strategy remained pretty similar, just kind of wildly swinging and using my ball kick maneuver, but over time I began to clean up my swings and blocks, and really truly began to understand what it was to duel. Using my spinjitzu-like tactics, I worked my way through the ranks and eventually arrived at him. Every time I would reach this tall, big champion, he would totally kick my ass. I tried different tactics like running up and stabbing him, punching him in the balls a lot, grabbing him, but he was so strong and powerful and fast and even had techniques that I couldn't even tell what was going on, and I was just defeated over and over and over again. At this point I once again found the desire to give up this video. That I had found it really fun, but I was kind of hitting a roadblock. Figured this game maybe was made for people who have a little bit more patience and insight than I did. But when I made it back to the main menu to quit out of the game, I saw the Abyss button, and I figured, what the hell, we might as well see what that is. And what the hell indeed. I woke up in what I assume is the Abyss, but it certainly felt like hell. There was a fog everywhere. I couldn't see anything except for a coffin in the near distance. I made my way over and opened it, and inside found some clothes, which was a nice change of pace, as well as a weapon. Almost immediately, I saw another figure loom towards me in the distance. Unfortunately, at this point, all I really knew was the violence, and so we dueled. It did seem like I was learning something, however, as I was able to quickly dispatch him and continue running around this endless abyss, dueling. I suppose in some ways it was like a Valhalla, an instant duel of the fates, if you will. I continue to wander the wasteland, improving my skills and getting better weapons and more clothes, even this little cool hat. But eventually, as all roads seem to lead to, I found him again, the champion.
Do me no harm, but let me live.
Immediately I ran. I needed more time, more weapons, more dedication to the blade before I could face my nemesis. But I found myself caged in. The seemingly infinite fog was now limited. There were fences and nothing else. As I ran looking for more supplies or even smaller, easier foes to fight, I found nothing except the continued advance of the big guy. I decided that this was it, my final duel, my final test. I ran up to him with my weapon and tried my best. I had definitely improved in my time in hell. I fought hard, and the fight went on for significantly longer than any of our other encounters. I kept fighting, knowing that once I defeated him, once I defeated this great roadblock, the game would truly open up to me. I had seen little glimpses and hints at more, even in just the demo. More clothes, more foes, more weapons. I'd not even had a sword at this point. I was so excited to... Well, I guess to wrap this all up, the game is very fun, and it's a free demo, so definitely go check it out. I plan to keep playing it and improving at it, but I obviously suck pretty bad, so feel free to clown on me in the comments. And I am, again, an incredibly small channel, so I would really, really appreciate any kind of like or comment and a subscription even. Tell me all the things I did wrong in the comments. I know there's a whole bunch of them, but they help me improve. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!